UFC 249 recap. This fight card was great. I'm really excited to see that there's a fight on Wednesday. Hello? Like, what? There's fights on Wednesday? Okay, I'll take it. And then there's fights on Saturday. Listen, what stood out to me was Tony Ferguson versus Gaethje, obviously the main event. And this fight, it's really unfortunate for Tony, right? He went through this whole camp, and he was studying and practicing and preparing for a wrestler, which is Khabib, and then he has to fight Justin Gaethje, right? And I can't help but think about Amanda Nunes in this scenario, because it's like, all right, this guy, Tony Ferguson, he's putting it all on the line, right? Because if he loses, which he did, then he's kind of like out of the picture, and he already has proven himself for the title. So it's like, for me, if I were him, I just wouldn't have fought, right? But he really did the right thing, because he delivered to the fans, right? If we didn't have that main event, then the fans, we wouldn't have had such a great card. But I don't know. To me, it just shows, like, I don't know, Amanda Nunes, like, why isn't she fighting? Like, if she was on this card, to me, I can't help but think that she just wants to be like, she has a big ego and she wants to be on the card as the main event, and she just couldn't help it. Like, she couldn't handle herself being like, lower on the card and not even the co-main, because she wasn't even the co-main. So this card was really interesting because they put Cowboy and Pettis so low on the on the card, and then they put Calvin Kattar and Jeremy Stevens, which to me, Cowboy and Pettis is, more, their names are more well known, but it's really interesting to me. And I gotta give props to Tony, because he really put himself on the line. He took a risk. It didn't pay off, but he did it. He did it because he wanted to fight, and he did it because like, for the fans and for the sport. And I'm disappointed that Khabib didn't fight, and that also that Amanda Nunes didn't fight. I understand Rose didn't fight because a lot of people in her family passed away from COVID-19. I don't know. I just think that Amanda Nunes, she could have fought Felicia, and she didn't fight. And it's I don't know. Like, that extra month really makes a big difference, but okay, I don't get it. Yeah, so this card was really great. The fight that I really enjoyed was Calvin Kattar too. I really enjoyed that fight. And another fight that I really liked was the Greg Hardy fight was interesting. This guy, he's really scary, right? Like, he has a lot of controversy with, like, beating up women and stuff. And, I mean, he's definitely made for this sport, because he has definitely a lot of aggression, a lot of rage. He just looks like he's out to, like, kill people out there. But, yeah, he's someone to watch. To me, he's champion material. In a fighting aspect, yeah, he's a great fighter, but, like, personality wise, I don't know. I'm not a fan. And then Henry Cejudo retires, which, yes, thank goodness. We don't have to deal with his cringiness anymore. Let him go do other things out of the UFC, so I don't have to see him. And, Dominic Cruz, I believe, he was doing great. I don't think he was out. I think it was an early stoppage for sure. Let me know in the comments, because people I've spoken to they're saying, like, no, it was an early stoppage. But I think it was an early stoppage, because I think that he was getting up and he wasn't, like, so hurt. If you look at Tony Ferguson, Tony Ferguson was so hurt, and he took so many unanswered shots, right? Obviously, they were more a little staggered. And Henry Cejudo was, just, like, beating him down with multiple, like, I think it was like 11 unanswered shots, but to me, they didn't seem as vicious as the Justin Gaethje strikes. So, and plus, he was on his way up, and even when the ref stopped it, he said something right away. It wasn't like he was wobbly and stuff. So yeah, I have to side with Dominic Cruz for sure, and it's unfortunate, because now Dominic Cruz isn't really going to get that taste of fighting Henry, and really teaching him that lesson, and teaching him to be more humble and not the way he is. But let me know in the comments, how do you feel about all of this excitement, right? And I just feel like this fight, this UFC card, I mean, it just brings so much normality like back to life, and it just feels like things are going back to normal. So very happy, and props to Dana White, because it must have not been hard, it must have not been easy to do all of this, and he could have just laid down and just did what everyone else said was like the easier thing, and just not do any sports, not do any cards. But he didn't do that. He went against the grain and was like, no, I'm gonna do this. So very happy. But yeah, let me know, because it's really unfortunate for Tony versus Khabib that's just, it's not, Tony is 36 now, and he's in the hospital. He's gonna have to recover for a very long time, probably, because he got battered really badly. So and then Justin Gaethje and Khabib are gonna fight in June or something, July, who knows? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I don't think Justin Gaethje's gonna beat Khabib. I just don't. I just don't know. I don't see it happening. I wish Justin Gaethje would beat Khabib. I don't know. I just feel like, too bad Khabib didn't fight. Like all the other fighters showed up. God damn. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks.